That one rushed him. It feel like it took an age to come down to the waiting hands of Quentin de Kock, to see the outstretched hands and a punch with passion for Corbin Bosch. Frustration for Siofan Rutherford. It is his shot, and it's cost his demise. 60 for 5, the West Indies.
Half the side out. We're only into the 7th over of this contest. West Indies absolutely rattled. I'll tell you what, Jason Holder did not expect to be walking out right now. Searing heat. And with a massive job to do. We know what he can do with the bat, but in this situation, Samuel Badri, he's got a huge job in his hands. What is the approach?
Yeah, the beauty of this format is that at times it really tests your foundational principles and your situational acuity. And that's what is required here from Jason Holder. He has to understand that firstly, they need to bat out these overs. They need to utilize all of them. And that's the only way they can get to a score that will be competitive. Just can't keep looking to hit boundaries and losing wickets, and that's what the West Indies have did.
Dispatch the ball before this into the stands for 6, and then this.
Similar length. I hope Hawkeye supports me on that. It looks just a little bit wider though. And an increase in pace as well, from 136 to 140. Some fine margins at this level.
Let's have a look, Carlos. The aforementioned line and length and increase in pace. 6 before, and then the wicket delivery. Another one. Every bowler who's been called upon has reaped reward here for Markram, South Africa. It'll be interesting to see where those two balls pitched in relation to each other, as well as the line and the pace.
Successful over. 7 gone, 60 for 5.
Yeah, just have a look at the first one. That's the wicket delivery. And then the 6, well, it was the reverse order. 6 first, a little bit fuller. And then he made the adjustment and got the wicket.
Maharaj opened the bowling, much to the surprise of everyone watching, everyone in the commentary box. Went for 17, perhaps could have had Shea Hope on that final delivery. Opportunity for Brevis on the boundary. Back into the attack now. In his more preferred position of bowling for Keshav Maharaj. South Africa, no, they're not 5 down. But you can never underestimate what's still to come. Mario Shepherd due in next. Slip in place.
It'll be really interesting how the West Indies play the next few overs or so. It's the earliest in his career in terms of entry point for Rovman Powell in T20 internationals. We've seen what they did with Shimron Hetmyer in that number 3 position and the dividends that they reap because of that. But now, what does this situation require? How can they navigate the next few overs or so to set up things for someone like Romario Shepherd? And this is where that experience has to come to the fore.
First match of a double-header day at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Only two unbeaten teams in the competition going head-to-head. Victory today will go a long way to securing a place in the semi-finals. India, of course, later today against Zimbabwe in Chennai. Massive day in the competition.
Yeah, in the group, in the competition, there'll be a lot of Indian fans watching this game and probably even wearing yellow shirts. But it's still a long, long way to go.
Straight down the ground. A powerful strike for 6.
It's so important that you still look for your scoring opportunities. You just can't spend time out in the middle. So you have to find that equilibrium between risk mitigation and run scoring. And this is in the arc, straight down the tram line. He has long levers, Jason Holder, and he favors that direction. A shot of beauty.
10 from the over, 8 gone, 70 for 5. Big loss to South Africa here in Ahmedabad. The defending champions, the hosts, India, have an opportunity tonight at the MH Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai against the rising stars of international cricket, Zimbabwe. Semi-final spots up for grabs. India looking for a big win. 7 p.m. local time. Forward to that clash tonight. India's batting unit will certainly want to gel. Zimbabwe, after a big loss to West Indies in Mumbai, will want to bounce back. A good crowd building here at the Narendra Modi Stadium. Here's Lungi Ngidi. Jason Holder leads the celebrations often in the West Indies change room. Big character, big energy. And a great opportunity for him to make his mark here. A good company out there as well. Rovman Powell played well in Mumbai. It's West Indies team that certainly has found their rhythm in this competition. Maybe 71 for 5. There's still a long way to go. Lungi Ngidi back in the attack, back in the wickets, and Deval Brevis takes an excellent catch.
Lungi Ngidi again, on a length, trying to slap it through that vacant gap, only for a single probably. But Deval Brevis not letting it pass, and Lungi Ngidi adds to his tally for the tournament. Rovman Powell gone for 9, West Indies 71 for 6.
89 wickets now for Lungi Ngidi in Men's T20 World Cups, equal with Tabraiz Shamsi. What an incredible tournament he's had so far. 89 in all T20 internationals. Well. The wickets tumbling here in Ahmedabad. Matthew Ford in at 8. South Africa all over West Indies. Just not had the opportunity to rebuild. We talk about being able to rebuild, get partnerships going, just not being given the opportunity.
Yeah, it's been all South Africa. And that fast bowling battery that we've spoken about in the lead up to this match, and they haven't disappointed. Lungi Ngidi, look at those figures. 3 wickets for 12 runs. We really haven't seen his slower deliveries just yet as well.
Just can't keep him out of the game, Lungi Ngidi. 3 for 12 now.
Yeah, and for the West Indies, when it rains, it pours. When things aren't going your way, you actually smash that, but straight to Brevis. And they've been so indifferent in the field. Some good catches, some easy drops as well. And that was traveling. A good pair of hands.
He's really coming to his own in the white ball format as Lungi Ngidi. In these conditions here at Ahmedabad, he's been able to find the right length so often, and that's why he's among the leading wicket takers in the competition. Slow balls have been tough to pick.
Carlos, what are they thinking? What are they thinking in terms of a score now? 6 wickets down into the 9th over. If you're in that dugout, put on your coaching hat. Where can they get to?
Just, it's difficult. Ethos. If you think you can back your players to continue to go and try to get up to 130, 140, even if you are bowled out, versus limping up to 110, 120, 130. I think you have to see who's in your dugout, how can you back them, and that target has to be at least 140 to even have a chance. 72 for 6 after 9.
The Rainbow Nation is South Africa. What a beautiful country to visit, and a great place to be. Cape Town is where all the foreigners want to be. Carlos Brathwaite. Win percentage. Runners up in 2024. Aidan Markram, one of the leading captains in this men's T20 World Cup. In terms of matches won. Run rate is 8, 6 wickets down. Current rate, West Indies will get to 160, but they're going to need some sensible batting. More importantly, a partnership building. Every time they've gotten together, wickets have fallen. Jansen back.
Yeah, 1-over spell. We've seen a couple 1-over spells for Keshav Maharaj. He's been expensive. It's the fast bowlers who've done the damage, and Aidan Markram has shown great strategic elasticity in rotating his bowlers throughout this tournament. He's doing it again today. He's not letting anyone settle to any one bowler.
Slapped for 4. Onto it so quickly, Matthew Ford.
Solid intent, good execution from Matthew Ford. Good transfer of weight, getting your hands through. And did it early enough to get it over mid-on. So he seems to be seeing it. And I think the West Indies have to keep looking for scoring opportunities. I think the game has moved on now where you can think to consolidate for the next 6-7 overs, and you only get up to 120. You probably still will lose the game, 130 even.
You've got to give yourself an opportunity. High scoring venue. Conditions South Africa know well. Batting unit that's been firing.
The thing is adjustment. Look at this length. That wasn't happening in Mumbai or Kolkata, so they've come to Ahmedabad and they need to adjust to the bounce. And there are a few dismissals that we've seen today where that extra bounce have impacted decision making and ultimately cost batters the wicket.
hammered away for 6. Excellent this from Matthew Ford.
Well, I can tell you what, they aren't going down wandering. They're taking the attack to South Africa whenever presented with the opportunity. Their run rate is actually quite good. It's just the number of wickets they've lost. Matthew Ford connecting with great power there, and has a chat as well at the end. Yeah, that's what he brings. He's quite chatty, isn't he? But a good shot. Look for the response now from Marco Jansen.
5th 6 of the innings to go with 8 fours. It's been an unbelievable first innings. And they've dropped another field out on the boundary, expecting more. Ford's in the mood, and so he should be. This is such a good surface. West Indies, unfortunately, have lost far too many wickets for their liking. End of the over. 10 from it, 82 for 6.
.82 is on the board. A projected score 164 if they go at this rate. Already spoken about the fact that run rate is not necessarily a problem. It's the wickets column that's the issue. West Indies is 82 on the board. They've hit 8 fours and 5 sixes. So 76% of the runs has come in boundaries. Problem is their wickets column at the moment. So much riding on this game, Timber. It is a big contest for both of these two teams, isn't it? And you'd expect that there'd be a little bit of fieriness out in the middle.
Yeah, first turnovers. You'd like to think it's been all South Africa. West Indies are not going down they're not going down lightly here. They're also throwing their punches. Their run rate is still in a healthy position. Just got to look after that wicket column. South Africa, yeah, I think they sent some blood. They want to continue taking wickets here.
Hasn't gone very far, not as far as he might have wanted. Brilliantly done. Rickleton, with so often through his career, would have the gloves on. Takes a good catch coming forward.
Rather an audacious shot there by Ford. Fortunately for him, he's finding the fielder. Rickleton takes that one this time, and again another wicket goes for the West Indies. Just haven't been able to get any momentum here into their innings. They find themselves 7 down with only 83 runs on the board.
Success for South Africa yet again. This time coming in the 11th over and the form of Corbin Bosch. It's 83 for 7 as Ford goes. No momentum at all within this innings, even though we've spoken about this run rate and that the boundaries have still been coming. Hoffman Powell came in the 3rd over, faced a total of 11 balls and was dismissed in the 9th. So he hardly had any of a strike even. It's a question of whether or not West Indies just push along a little bit. There's so much time left in this game. Mario Shepherd walks to the crease. And West Indies definitely bat deep. They've got plenty batters. Long chat in experience Holder and Shepherd. Mario Shepherd has joined Jason Holder, had a lengthy chat about their plans.
think, Natalie, that's always the challenge for a side that's coming off a dominant performance from a batting point of view, scoring over 250. You tend to not respect different conditions, different opposition. You don't allow yourself to get yourself in and really see what a good score is. Feels as if they've tried to take off from where they left off against Zimbabwe. Unfortunately for them, it just hasn't gone their way. South Africa, definitely the happier of the two camps.
That's hit him. It'll be a concussion test. Umpire calls for it straight away. Was right into the grill by the sounds of it. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Just, I think, signalled there that it sort of brushed off his shoulder, possibly, and onto the visor. Went sort of cross seam there. He's just not quite getting up as much as he expected. That concussion test. Ask him a few questions and make sure he's okay. The physio's out there quickly. Ian Bishop alongside. Ian, has there been any surprises for you within the surface, how everything's played?
Yeah, hello Natalie, hello everyone. There's been some bounce in the surface. How much more than, let's say, the Wankedi? Only our data can tell us that, but the ball does seem to be bouncing. And to be fair to South Africa, they've hit a length that has caused a lot of discomfort. Hit back of a length, used a short ball, and the West Indies will reflect maybe it's a surface and a transition from a ground or a couple of grounds where you probably need to absorb a couple of deliveries first and try to acclimate yourself.
Live, been a few questions asked by the physio. He seems to be okay, having taken the second run there quickly, which is good news.
Just think here from a captaincy point of view from Aiden, you'll be seeing the opportunity here to really run through that the batting attack. Probably not too worried as to who's going to come here at the death. You'll probably see him bring back his strike bowlers to continue taking wickets. I think that's always the challenge coming up against the South African team, is how you counter that seam attack, especially in conditions that seem to be favouring them.
Success for Bosch in the over. It's 11 gone now, 86 for 7. Again, we just saw from that pitch map the length that South Africa's hit where they've got their wickets.
It's a great understanding of conditions. They asked the West Indies some questions that they weren't necessarily able to answer, and then they continued working with it. Had they been dominated, they maybe have had to shift for a different plan. They haven't been dominated.
Kagiso Rabada, what a day he has had so far with the ball. 2 overs, 2 for 7. Found a length that worked very well for him. That's worked in his career. West Indies, through the competition, lost very few wickets in this little phase, the consolidation phase as we call it. 4 wickets through the tournament, but today it's been a little procession in this phase with 3 wickets falling just today for them in this phase. Phase where they've had so much success, they've been able to push the scoring rate along. Lost very few wickets in this phase. Nice from Kagiso Rabada.
The game situation is definitely asking for them to adapt their game. They've tried to fight fire with fire here, the West Indian batters. Unfortunately, it just hasn't gone their way. They're going to have to show their experience here, Holder, as well as Shepherd. And I think they're coming up against a confident, fiery Rabada here. It's exactly what he would have wanted from a performance point of view today.
For me, I've said from the start, though, I think there's so much depth in batting in the top 5 or 6 teams in the world that the team I believe that wins this tournament, they're going to have good batting. I think that's a given. The depth in batting, you look at New Zealand, you look at India when they're in form, you look at South Africa, England when they're in form, etc. I believe that the difference maker of the team that will go on to win is not that they'll have one good bowler. I believe you need more. Is the best bowling group to supplement the excellent batting.
You know, we sometimes say it in jest, don't we, that bowlers win tournaments, the batters win your matches, bowlers win your tournaments. But is that even more true in India because of the conditions, or do you think it is just because of how the teams match up?
I would argue that the way that T20 cricket has gone, right, with the power hitting, with the depth in batting in most teams searching for depth in batting, whereas in previous editions, a team would have said, look, we could 160, 170, we'll defend it most times if we have good bowling. I believe you need that good conglomeration of bowlers more than ever. Deep square leg, short fine leg. I look at the India loss the other day to South Africa. Jasprit Bumrah bowled 4 overs, well, 3 for 15. Outstanding. And they took runs off the others.
I think as well, from a captain point of view, you want many options at your disposal. I think South Africa, you look at their attack, all of the guys are versatile. They're able to bowl in the different phases of the game. I think that's made life a lot easier for Aiden. End of the over here, West Indies are 90 for 7 after 12 overs.
Ramada finishes that over. 2 for 11 he has. What a stadium this is. South Africa would feel this is like their second home. Sean Pollock earlier on walked out with the trophy. South African legend walking out with the trophy. Question is, who walks out with the trophy at the end of the tournament? West Indian fans coming in. Strong support, of course, the other day for India. So South African fans have come in today as well. An interesting move to have Keshav Maharaj take that first over today. Hadn't bowled the first over, opened the bowling in T20 International since 2024. Today decided that was something to try out. Didn't bowl much in the power play in the SA20 either, did at times, but not much.
I think for the West Indies batting, what's important is how you use your slow bowlers. They feed off the spinners. I think Aiden, in terms of him being tactical and how he puts together that, you'd be thinking how best he can use Keshav here. I think he's got an opportunity here. He's got 2 right-handers, but importantly, he's got wickets behind him.
How much would they have thought about using George Linder in this game, do you think, Timber?
I think we all thought 2 spinners on this type of wicket. It looked a little bit on the dry side, but then again, you look at the opposition strengths, you would have seen how they were ruthless against the spin against Zimbabwe. You really don't want to give them